About time.
Yes.
Blast and damnation.
Indeed.
Greetings to you.
Let's be silent now. Stealth it is.
They're all so...
Some more fun.
Good to go! Let's make this quick!
This really gets the blood pumping.
Blast and damnation!
Charmed. And so I shall.
Stealth it is.
Oh, look.
Time award.
Time to dance.
Blast and damnation.
Right.
Shall we?
Of course.
Still it is.
We go. Time for
great.
work.
I wanted to...
Blast and damnation.
Yes.
better roll. I should like the room.
Killing yourself have more dignity, no?
Desire. I should like arrow. Wonderful. Now this just much. Believe this. Charmed.
Most traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws up here at all, I'm told.
I have contracts. They can't shut us out like this.
If there's civil war, what will happen to us?
Perhaps there'll be better trading in Redcliffe.
They think they're isolated now? Merchants won't risk this happening again.
Can I interest you in something? I've got the finest selection of previously owned armour and weaponry this side of Val Royeaux. Oh, of course. And remember, everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee. Ah, you want to see some of the best previously owned equipment in Thay? Why pay through the nose for new equipment when you can buy it like new for much, much less? Oh, here and there. Look, that's really not important. The important thing is, it's cheap. And just as good as what you'd find at a smithy. Come back any time.
Well, it won't be much longer until those monsters get here. There doesn't seem to be anyone fighting them now.
Greetings to you.
folks came in yesterday with crazy stories about Redcliffe. You hear about that?
Something about the dead rising and killing everyone in Redcliffe. And our Lehman nearly dead from some illness.
Crazy, isn't it? Sounds like the end times.
Make us breath, as if we don't have enough to worry about. Our Lehman would back up Terran Logain if he were right. I know he would. Greetings, my lord. Greetings, my lord.
So those designs you have all over your back,
They're called tattoos, and I have them in many more places than just on my back, my friend.
right. I hear that someone gets those by having needles put the ink under your skin.
A great many needles, amongst other things, yes. That would be true.
Didn't that hurt?
Oh, yes, yes. But it is not so bad, in truth. If you like, I could give you one. I learned a bit of the art myself in Antiva.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
It will just be a small one. Perhaps the symbol of the Grey Wardens. Something manly. Where are my needles?
Maybe some other time. I'm going to go stand over here now.
Bloody dwarves will argue themselves into poverty if they aren't careful.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant. It's not your business, but like my father, I was born on the surface. We never had a caste to leave. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown. Twice a year, I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it. Best of luck to you.
They haven't let us in for weeks. All my wares are rotting.
My goods are just rotting on their doorstep. I won't just stand here and take this.
There's gonna be a civil war if this keeps up. The Queen is and I don't think Earl Lehman has said anything.
He wasn't even at the lands meet. Isn't that queer?
Baby's come down.
I demand an audience with the representative you instruct all of her elders. King Logain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Logain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
None more important than mine.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must limit outside influence until the throne is settled. No one gets in. Any dwarf who chooses to walk topside chooses to be excluded.
You better not let some pissant in after refusing Logain's messenger.
Wait, look at me. You're the brand who dishonored the Proving. Trust you to be ignorant of our tragedy. Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Wardens killed King Caelan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And what was that you said? A filthy brand? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden. What? Lies and slander! King Loghain will not suffer this. I will not suffer it. I'm his messenger.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
King Loghain will...
Vieta! I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own and...
None more him.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must
You bet...
The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes. Well...
In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor... You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden, though I don't know what help you will find.
Atrost follow, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. Your return is not celebrated, but we must respect your new role.
Those statues are dwarven paragons, if I remember right.
If only you had come
Best
in
of
a
their
less troubled
ancestors.
time. Bread? Please, sir. I haven't eaten in days. I haven't eaten in days. If only you had come in a less troubled time.
May the ancestors protect Branka, wherever she is.
As you desire.
May the ancestors look kindly upon you.
Step back, Brand. Call yourself Warden, but the paragons in this hall should not have to suffer the sight of you.
They run in the streets and eat garbage. It's true. They're treated as vermin mostly. Not like here in Ferelden. You're rather lucky to live here, you know. Indeed. Here they make statues of dogs. They carve you into their thrones and put armor on you. Amazing, really. But you still smell like a dog. In fact, you smell like several dogs. Yes, well, ignorance is bliss, I suppose.
It is the assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Not speak that way about the man who should be king!
I won't have fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that sort of fool, I'll have him in the lead.
Não sei por quanto tempo eu deixei no muito, mas voltei aqui, né? Vamos continuar. Peço desculpa se foi desde o começo do vídeo, assim. Então, temos aqui nossa contribuição. Aqui vai demorar um pouquinho. Pessoal de aprovação. Perto da poeira. Estradas profundas. Onde é o... Onde eu tenho que ir, na verdade? O modelo de seu morreu, deixar os anões não conseguem ter a ajuda deles ou parece na Assembleia tem que ficar. Eu tenho que escolher um lado. Onde que fica assim? Vamos começar com o magrinho aqui.
Vieta! I have enough crime without some castless carrying weapons in the city. Your actions risk pain of death. Name yourself!
Guardião cinzento é o suficiente para você?
Warden? You? When I heard they accepted a brand, I thought it was a joke. Surfacers and their cloud-addled heads. Fine, oh illustrious Grey Warden. What do you want?
Eu preciso da ajuda de Osanão.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. Are you sure you're still a dwarf? Ancestors have patience. If Branka could hear this. Well, I wouldn't be standing in dried blood. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate. The true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Are you sure you're still a dwarf? If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the shape. You have little faith in your own city, Brand. Excuse me, warden, but this isn't Dust Town. The tavern is open and the market is busy. Orzammar has suffered worse. The ancestors will see us through. Yes, you should.
Primeira missão. Tem que escolher um lado, desgraçadamente. Pegando o comando, tá bom, o que diz aqui? Uns dois homens que podem assumir o trono, conseguiram uma audiência com agora, essa segunda comando. Onde que é o Distrito Diamante? Caramba! Fale com Dulin Ferender, um dos dois homens. Lord Harrowmont é um dos dois homens que poderia pegar o trono. Para conseguir uma audiência com Harrowmont, preciso falar com Dulin Ferender. Dulin na propriedade de Harrowmont, no Distrito Diamante. Ou na taverna do taverna. É um dos homens que parece muito. A Câmara da Assembleia. Coloca 6.000 bem.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive. I thought you'd know this. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
O que você sabe sobre esse Lord Harrowmont?
You're from the surface. I thought with all your finery, but I suppose that explains the mark on your face. From long ago, I suppose. Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont. Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along. He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
E quem é você?
I am Narav Helmi, third daughter of the second matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger, what brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
Quem tem autoridade para ter Sou Droga, guardião cinzento. Estou aqui procurando ajuda.
A Grey Warden? But there are no dwarven Grey Wardens this generation except for... Oh, that's who you are. I thought with the brand, I assumed you were a surfacer. I have to go.
Acho que não. Gostaram muito de mim. Vamos seguindo aqui, né? Deixa eu ver. Tem uma missãozinha desse lado aqui, né? Vou falar com...
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. Now I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter. No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
As coisas são perigosas.
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
Eu ver nuggets eu os mandarei pra você.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
Uma nova missão. Não faço a mínima ideia. Meu Deus, eu estou opinando que ajudar a se restabelecer. Então, pra aqui.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? Oh, I actually was talking to your companions, or are you from the surface too?
Posso ajudar? Posso te ajudar?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
O Círculo dos Magos?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Você quer que eu pergunte a eles? Você é maluca, nós não conseguimos fazer magia.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smith Caste. Tell them I've already begun reading the Teventer Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Tá bom. Eu nem falei com o pessoal lá. Levou a primeira até o círculo, irmão. Se você é uma jovem não chamada até desejo de estudar magia no círculo dos magos, mesmo jamais sendo capaz de fazer magia. É sua teoria, você concordou em ir até o círculo. Tá, ele se Dagna pode estudar, não. Beleza. Então tô começando, não sei se eu...
It seems darker this way. Perhaps this is how one leaves the dwarven city.
I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesha's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
O que estou fazendo aqui na sua conta? Vocês precisam de patrulha.
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Na verdade, eles deram o passo deles. Os projetos não são o único perigo nesses tempos.
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Caçadores das profundezas.
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on two legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs. Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Não há anões além desse ponto.
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead mostly, fools that they are. Some scavenger types too.
Legião dos Mortos.
You know the Legion, don't you? Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
Okay.
Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Aqui a gente já completa uma missão aqui.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game, got nothing to sell.
Eu consigo noite pra você, aqui está.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Tá. Aqui é o Distrito Diamante. Achei o Distrito Diamante. Mas antes de ir pro Distrito Diamante... outros aqui, comerciante de jogos. Aqui é o comerciante de jogos.
Greetings, and welcome to Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium. Enhanced, of course.
Vamos ver o que você tem aqui. Eu não tenho dinheiro, mas vamos dar uma olhada. Tem uma adaga, né? Nossa. Preço dessa adaga, caraca, mano. $28 de ouro, 56 de prata e 25 de bronze. Porra, mano. Capacete. Como é que eu vi que dá pra ver os outros aqui? Doce, Fanta, Morgan, mediano, externo. Não dá pra equipar ninguém. Cristão, no fim das contas aqui. Eu não tenho muito dinheiro também. Na verdade eu tenho dinheiro. Na verdade deixa uma coisa antes daqui. Eu vou colocar aquele escudo mais caro mesmo. Muda esse escudo aqui agora. Escudão, olha isso aqui. Quando tiver 38, isso aqui sendo da hora também. Putz, na verdade é isso, fazer vontade, 2 de constituição, 3 de defesa, 1 de armadura. A força de vontade faz mesmo. Energia mágica, o vigor em 5 para cada ponto de equilíbrio, contribui para a resistência mental. O que mais aqui? 2 de constituição e vida, nossa, 3 de defesa, 1 de armadura. Agora ele sai tá ficando rodinho de forte e tanque. Gostei. Esses 2.000, mas isso aqui eu conforme também. Tá bom. Vamos matar os monstros de diamante para não importar de destruir da minha. Eu quero que vá. Tô fechando.
Off I go.
Fechado. Tô com elas. Faz sentido.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen, but there's more out there.
Focando em dar dinheiro. Uma próxima.
So this is Ozma. It's huge.
Uma
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make the journey to the Circle Tower.
Why do I get the feeling charting routes to the Circle Tower is one of her favorite hobbies?
I'm guessing you haven't left yet.
Por que você está tão interessado na
Here in
magia?
Orzammar, we're surrounded by stone and tradition and more stone. Nothing ever changes. But to break every natural law by thinking about it, to dream and walk in a realm where everything you think comes true, I can't imagine anything more wonderful.
Eu não deixarei Orzammar até essa eleição ser resolvida.
Well, I've waited 19 years. Another month won't kill me.
Engraçadinho. Como se fosse demorar tanto tempo assim. Interessante, aqui era o...
Welcome to Janar Family Armors. I assume you have some kind of dispensation to let you wear all that.
Eu presumo que isso deve ser algum tipo de licença para poder usar tudo isso. Quantas vezes eu tenho que dizer isso? O que você tem? Sabe alguma coisa sobre o que está acontecendo com ele? Você pode dar passar com uma filha chamada Dagna?
Has she been bothering you? It's a whiff of surface stink and she's like a cave tick. Won't let go.
Não tem que incomodar.
Oh, good. Well, let me know if she does trouble you any.
Ela quer se tornar uma maga.
Ah, that girl. I've been telling her for years to give up those foolish notions. Magic's a human trick. If Dagna wants enchantment, I can apprentice her to a lyrium crafter. I'm sorry she bothered you.
Bom, eu não preciso ver isso pra pensar isso pra mim. Eu não estudar com as mãos.
Do you even know what that means? If Dagna goes to the surface, she forfeits her caste. She'll never be able to marry or work in Orzammar again. Dwarves don't do magic. Dagna knows that. It's just a childhood fantasy that dies hard. Please, if you see her, send her back and let me talk some sense into her.
Wow.
And so I shall.
Isso me deixa muito ligado, né? Fala com você,
Please, don't encourage Dagna further. Tell her you were wrong and that her place is with her family.
Sabe alguma coisa sobre o que está acontecendo com o rei?
I stay out of politics. It's not good for a smith to get the attention of those who grant vendors licenses. Lord Harriman's a fair man. My father did business with him, and he always paid on time. But the Idukans have served us well. If it is the ancestors' wisdom to keep them on the throne, I cannot object. Aye, for 100 generations. My father made his name by inventing a fall and tacit, which were integrated into the cuirass. But, I'm guessing by your face you're not a smith yourself. Of course. Keep in mind we also take items on trade.
Vamos ver o que você tem. Uma chave aqui, uma espada, uma lança, uma besta. Estende a armadura. Tem por acaso. Ninguém tem cura pra vender. Então mais preciso cura. Vamos ver com pequeno. Mas eu acho que eu deveria fazer porque ela seguisse o sonho dela, ladino. Vou gravar aqui, tá?
You're back? But it takes 2 weeks and 4 days minimum to make...
Why do I get...
I'm guessing you haven't left yet.
O teu pai não quer que você vá ao circo.
You talked to him? Of course he won't let me go. He wants to sell me off for the highest dowry. I don't care if I lose my caste. I'll stay on the surface forever.
Se dane, vou sou cara que se você quer seguir seus sonhos, siga.
Thank you, thank you.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? I can move aside. I don't have much to bring them.
Quem é você?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
O que aconteceu a ele?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Você quer que eu procure por ele?
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
Eu sou guardião cinzento, isso eu fiz fazer.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Don't get your hopes up. We could search the Deep Roads for decades with no sight of the boy.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
Tem mais uma missãozinha aqui, né? Tem um comerciante que mercadoria gerais. Tem a taverna aqui, né? Porque eu vou encontrar.
A brand in the commons. And outfitted like a topsider, no less. Good! Let people see casteless have a purpose. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Isso é verdade, já é claro, por quê?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Alguns dizem que Belden matou o pai dele.
Just as many say Harrowmont. Neither are paragons, and the scales being equal, I go with the promise of more trade.
Você aprova esse caos?
Can't find ore without splitting some stone. My investments are solid, I'll be fine. The Assembly has done us a favor. They've shown just how loose the sand is under our feet. It opens people to change. Orzammar will decide what we can or can't be. Blight may be imminent on the surface, but our warriors are well seasoned against dark spawn. There will be topsiders left for trade. There's no end to them. I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
E você tem... Olha aí...
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
Por que vocês invocam o nome de Deus humano?
The Maker brought forth this world and every creature in it.
In my experience, religious people are inveterate liars.
He chose a human woman as his prophet and bride, but he loves all races, even elves. I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar. The Shaperit controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting. The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperit, Orzammar's record system. Like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
Alguma ideia de onde eu posso encontrar esse moldador?
The Shaperette is in the prime tier of the city, near the royal estate. Does this mean you will help me then?
Muito bem, eu falarei com ele.
I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Levar uma missãozinha aqui, ó, tá vendo? Será que tá vendo?
What is that spell?
Então, tá vendo? Nossa, quanta gente falou aqui. É só onde que a gente chegou. Ironicamente, essa foi a nossa primeira missão e a gente tá aqui de volta, né? Com 3 raças diferentes. Um cachorro, um elfo, um humano e um anão.
I tried dwarven ale once. I thought it was just something they tricked surfers into drinking, as a joke.
If you want to drink in here, Brand, you'd better have the coin. I'll know if it was stolen.
Quer beber lá, uma câmera. Minha estudinha, saber se ele foi roubar. É assim que você trata guardião cinzento. Gostaria de ouvir pouco sobre a cidade.
So you come to Tapsters? I guess you're not asking for anything official, or you'd be at the Shaperette. But I can certainly give you a mole's eye view. A Grey Warden is always welcome in Tapsters.
I'll miss old King Endrin. He was a good man.
There's an ale out there with my name on it.
Told him I don't understand.
I'm coming! Hold on!
I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me.
The surface must be so interesting.
Didn't know Cora was letting in brands. Ah, you're the one that started all the trouble in the provings. I'm Naveen. I'm with Prince Balin's Expeditionary Field Unit. Brand or no, anyone who hunts Darkspawn is all right with me. Good folks, Wardens. I was in the Deep Roads when that one came by. What was his name? Dukan, Dunka, something like that.
Bem, a gente estava quando ele apareceu. Você quem conhecia Duncan?
I met him, sure. Good man. Solid. He knows what we go through in the Deep Roads. Not many do. Not even the ones who live this close. You have to be on the front lines.
Eu não sabia que era ele.
I go where I'm sent, fight when I'm there, and leave politics where it belongs.
Onde a sua unidade está enfrentando?
Darkspawn. Not much use in turning our weapons elsewhere while those vermin still live. Every Grey Warden ends up there. That's where they send you when you're ready to leave this world. Go die in the dark, putting away as many vermin as you can. Getting more crowded these days, though. Lots of people interested all of a sudden. We go back tomorrow.
And we're not the only ones.
Quem está mandando você? Que está procurando? Quem está mandando?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Branca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after.
Mas está mostrando.
Lord Harriman's got his own men there, all looking for signs of Branca. Guess the city's getting to miss having a paragon. Everyone wants someone to put in charge.
O que você está procurando?
Balin ordered us in at first bell. He's splitting us into 4 teams to search for some of the lost tigers. Looking for signs of Branca, I guess. Seems to be who everyone's after. You don't know Branca? Guess not everyone's as impressed with her as she'd like to think. Branca was a paragon, some kind of great smith or whatnot. But she went batty and let her whole house into the deep roads more than 2 years ago. No chance she could have survived. And a lot of good men are gonna die looking for her corpse. Excuse me. This brew is starting to taste awful bitter.
Oh, damn. Vou colocar vai para o banho. Eu coloco Belly e o Durin para o Lord Harman. Acho que não, Durin não. Não, deixa eu seguir por aqui.
Bottles all around?
This, my friend, is a pike.
They're everywhere! I can't take it! What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Do que você está falando?
They follow you. Once you are in the story, they possess your friends and follow. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my arse! Take them! I want out! I won't disappear chasing a lie! I won't!
Sit down, have a drink, enjoy life. A plate of your best soup, and bring it when it's hot.
Good day to you.
Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. So I'm curious. You've been living on the surface, right? Does it function any worse than Orzammar for having abolished caste?
É uma opinião controversa para não saber. Você me conhece? As notícias correm.
You don't get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town, and the only dwarf to join in years was the castless who won the proving.
Posso que a Assembleia adora a tua posição sobre a casa.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the Assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
Você volta para o próximo round.
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Em quem você vai votar?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrimont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
Sabe alguma coisa sobre essa cara?
The Assembly passed laws prohibiting the casteless from holding any job a legitimate citizen can do. Of course they turn to crime. What else can they do? As you wish. I wasn't expecting you back. I guess you realize this is about the only fun in Orzammar?
O que você acha das candidatas?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the... Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the Assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill. As you wish.
É isso que eu queria ver. Bom, ele é cara mais... Se tivesse se candidatado, acho que ele ia. Eu acho que a gente já conversou com todo mundo aqui, deu uma conversada ali. Tínhamos informações importantes. Vamos continuar. Vamos visitar os... Nossa, aqui conversando, né? Eu quero visitar minha família antes.
Let me guess. This is where the poor people live.
Ei, eu vivi aqui. Cuidado antes.
There's a rich one. We'll get plenty. For their cut them out of Oh, it takes forever. And so I shall. All right. Desire, of course. Right.
Very well.
Não.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
Isso parece ser coisa do homem escondendo alguma coisa.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity.
especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
Parece que eu não aprovaria esse tipo de oportunidade.
Long as you keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
Não, não vou.
All right.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside? My mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
Ok, não sei. Esse vai bem coitado. Não, isso não aconteceu.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh? Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple. Well, I'll be a drunken nug. You're Rika's little brother. You used to work for Barat before you jaunted off to be a Grey Warden. What in the dust are you doing here?
Ouvi dizer que a carta se escondeu desde que eu fui embora.
Jarvie has been real shrewd. Some of the men thought Barat made a bad choice in her, but they're all feeding the lava. She killed a few of Barat's relatives topside, got them in line, and the goods have been fast and steady since.
Lesk ainda vive aqui?
Oh, sure. You'll see him around. Not like when you two were cracking skulls together, though. You had the whole neighborhood terrified.
That's, someone for Barat também.
Aye, I did some soldiering for Barat. Until some new commissioned guardsmen decided to teach some brands a lesson. Broke both my knees, then made me kneel in dung for an hour until I passed out from the pain. Never mended right. Barat tossed me on the street since I had no more use. Pretty much how my mam told me I'd end up. Ah, and look what happened to you. Shows what mothers know. You, look like you've done well. You sure you can't spare a little more? There, but for the grace of the ancestors, you know.
Olha, aqui está 5. Beleza.
I'll think of you when I go to bed with a full stomach.
Não vai dar pra entrar. Entrar essa loja também.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell. Of course.
Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I. A question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I... But no! I can't bear to even think of it! My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him. I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him. I thought about that. They say there's no caste up there. That humans don't care about lineage. I've never met a surfacer, though. I thought it might not be safe. I'm not afraid of hard work. Only of being somewhere with no chance to do it. If it gives my son a chance to live, I will go. Thank you, stranger, for opening my eyes. Perhaps I'll see you next in the light of the sun.
Revela pequeno compartimento encontrado vínculo de pedra grande bastante apenas para não ver. Olha, se não vê nada ali no escuro, não fazer nada.
Of course.
Encontrando uma fêmea aqui, né? Eles não estão aqui, quer dizer que eles vão. Quer dizer que minha irmã conseguiu uma família para sustentar o. Muito bem. A criança esta aí agora é no Distrito Diamante, no tal Distrito Diamante, né? Vamos ver o que temos aqui, né? Também. Isso aqui é interessante. Encontrar o filho de Frida. Que interessante. Preciso de organização se encontrar no distrito dos nomes. Diamante, os heróis. Talvez esteja com o distrito diamante deixa eu ver o que a gente pode fazer. Então a gente pode ir lá no Estradas Profundas primeiro, antes de vir aqui não. Fazer essa volta. Gente, vamos lá, mas
just can't get enough of our clammy mine air, can you? Did you need something?
As coisas são... me deixar passar.
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or a Desher's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps. What anyone knows? She went out there with her entire house and she's never coming back.
You don't think maybe she's still there, Commander? She is a paragon, after all.
And now she's an ancestor. No one lasts 2 years in the tunnels. Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin. Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again. Just can't get enough of our clammy mine air, can you? Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again.
Vamos pro distrito diamante então. Vou gravar aqui no... Na verdade, vamos gravar aqui, vamos colocar... Não, deixa eu ver aqui, vamos colocar... Vamos colocar assim... Antes... Distrito diamante. Não sei, eu vou ter que fazer um outro vídeo. Mudar de cabeça, postar o vídeo anterior a esse.
I can't believe it. I heard a dwarven Grey Warden came to Orzammar and I couldn't help but hope. Look at you. My little brother, the returning hero. And with quite the unusual entourage.
Temos aqui para a visita.
You look so good, and so fancy. I've been worrying that we're living in luxury while you're suffering on the road. Can you imagine? As of last month, I'm a royal concubine to House Iduken. They've moved Mother and me into the palace. You could fit our whole neighborhood just in the bathing room. I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery.
Aqueles que ficam deixando o berço real. Uma concubina real? Fala aqui. Como está a mamãe Ileska?
Mother is... Mother. We have everything we could want now, but... Well, you know what they say. You can't leave Dusttown if you always take it with you. And I haven't seen Lesky since he left. Balin doesn't like me spending time off the estate.
Balin? Puta merda. Putz, grilo. Ai, 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 ai.
What about you? Has life been hard up there? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks and a civil war among the humans.
Um novo flagelo está começando.
Ancestors, save us. I was afraid you'd say that. I hate this. Until there's a king, the Assembly would let the world collapse rather than bow to anyone's better judgment. But I'm Balin's concubine now. I know his chief lieutenant, Vartag Gavorn. He can help you if anyone can.
Vartag Gavorn. Puxa vida.
Can you believe it? He moved Mother and me into the palace and named our son Endrin, after his father. But I'm sure he'd want you to meet Vartag, so he can help with whatever you need.
Algumas coisas pra fazer primeiro, talvez mais tarde. Deixa eu ver. E que o Harmon é o cara. Tá certo que o marido dela, não sei, amante dela, é o legítimo rei, digamos assim. Mas. Cara, tá bem essa. Mas como que tá salvo, eu vou pegar essa daqui. Qualquer coisa eu volto ali atrás.
I can't believe you! If Balin becomes king, your nephew is in line for the throne. You deny him that chance? I can't talk to you when you're like this. Come back when you regain your wits.
Ela não gostou muito disso, não. Eu volto. Eu volto. Apesar que eu não ia dizer que eu tenho coisa que fazer depois.
I can't believe it. I heard and with quite the unusual entourage. You look you could fit our. I wish you could meet little Endrin, but they don't let me bring him outside the royal nursery. Mother, you can't. And I haven't seen Lesky since he left. Balin doesn't like me spending time off the estate. What? All the news from the surface says terrible things are happening. Darkspawn attacks and a civil war among the humans. Ancestor, I hate this. But I'm Balin's concubine now. I know his chief lieutenant, Vartag Gavorn. He can help you if anyone can. Can you believe it? He moved Mother and me into the palace and named our son Endrin, after his father. But I'm sure he'd want you to meet Vartag, so he can help with whatever you need.
Eu vou aceitar.
He may be suspicious at first, Don't take it personally. It's been so hard to tell who's against us.
Vamos dar uma chance, né?
Rika, I'm at the assembly. This is no place for a woman. What do you mean by this?
Vartag, this is my brother. He comes on behalf of the Grey Wardens, with dreadful news.
Of course, I wasn't thinking. It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzamar's finest.
Eu preciso de ajuda contra um flagelo. Tanto obriga a enviar tropas à superfície.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Eu poderia ajudá-las de alguma forma?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harriman for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
O que eu preciso fazer?
Harriman promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harriman can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harriman gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Eu vou encontrar a senhora Dace lá de Helmy. Não. Onde você conseguiu as notas para começar?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Tá, eu vou seguir a coisa que é minha. Eu posso, tenho que fazer tudo pra minha família, né?
Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Tá bom. Temos a Rika. Quem se onde botou aqui? Diamante. Onde que vem? Câmara da Assembleia. Vou falar com a Rika.
I knew Vartag could help you. And just wait until you meet Prince Balin. You'll love him.
Você sabe alguma coisa sobre a senhora Dace?
Not a lot. She's supposed to be very practical. She doesn't care about larger issues, only how her own house is affected. Vartag speaks favorably of her dedication.
Tem alguma coisa que eu preciso saber sobre ela?
His mother is getting on in years and gave up her assembly seat to him. Many of the nobles think he's a disappointment. He actually thinks the lower classes are people. I could almost like him if he wasn't such a vocal supporter for Harriman. He isn't, but Gavorn is a very minor house and Balin has always favored them. Vartag's son was fostered with Idukin, which was a great honor. Balin promised that when little Indrin is 12, he'll spend a year there in exchange. Finally you ask. He's beautiful, with the biggest brown eyes, and so smart. He already knows who his father is. I'm sure his first word will be Prince. But you're giving me that look. I can take a hint. Finish your business and we can talk later. Off with you then. Far be it for me to keep you from service to my house. I still love saying that. My house.
Deixa eu ver uma coisa. Você tá me encontrando uma propriedade. Eu tô vendo. Dorme. Falei com Dorme. Foi? Não me deu muita bola, não. Não, não.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
Como posso provar que não estou trabalhando para Balin? Puxa vida. Ah! Complicado escolher das duas casas. Duas casas. Uma da minha irmã que pode ter um príncipe herdeiro. E do outro um cara que... Tá.
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Você gostaria que entrassem por você em nome de Harrowmont? Você quer que eu descubra porque os teus outra vez existiam?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm.
And this is to be your king. One who cannot keep his own men from running like frightened children.
Lord Harrowmont does not use threats or intimidation to motivate his men. He leads by example.
Ah, I see. So it's his example they follow as they cower from this Prince Balin.
How dare you slander Lord Harrowmont?
Why should we ally ourselves with someone too scared even to grant us an audience? I suppose not everyone can face death as undaunted as an Antivan, it's true.
Then you agree to fight in Harrowmont's name. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Eu não quero começar a escolher nomes.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
Pô, assim vocês me quebram, né, seus... Complicado.
News of the hour.
Have a king.
Lord Harrowmont's insinuations against
voted on
Lord
everything,
Balin reveal
or
the
something
truth.
like that.
Could Harrowmont be the true cause of King Endrin's death? Shocking allegations. Sorry, can't talk. A crier's work is never done.
Lord Balin suspected of personally defacing statues of the Paragons. Shocking allegations abound.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Opera. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teach? Ha!
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
Quero abrir a cidade primeiro e eu vou começar com o nome.
Huh. That's a lot of lava. I guess they just hope it never erupts.
Aí você tem um ponto. Vizinho. Um grande ponto. Vamos fazer isso daqui.
Steve! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Deu uma olhada nele?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being casteless. Imagine! No offense, Warden. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Okay.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research. I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Não temos estradas profundas.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Nossa, mais uma missão ali. Como trouxemos missões ali.
Shh! I'm doing very important work.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Como sabe quem eu sou?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you. Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
Qual a diferença entre ancestral e modelo?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A Paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
E isso é o que Branca era.
Branca is a Paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her Paragon status.
Onde está Branca agora?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Como o sistema de castas foi criado?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
E quanto aos 100 castas?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Isso é o que deve ter acontecido comigo.
I'm sorry. I can speak with you as a warden, but I cannot discuss your belief that you have previously been to Orzammar. Your presence here was not recorded in the memories. You did not exist.
Ai, doeu.
Ah, you return, Warden. Is there more you would know from Orzammar's memories? That is an odd request. Have you grown so fond of the Surfacer's ways in your brief absence?
Eu venho em nome do irmão Burfion, pego de penhasco vermelho.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Tradição. A idade de Chanta ajudaria muito Orzammar. O que mal faria deixá-la pegar? Preferia esperar por um exército humano para converter você? Mas o canto precisa ser enterrado de todos os cantos do mundo.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Achando que se importa com as viúvas e os órfãos, está mal. Eu poderia fornecer trabalho assim em casa. Por isso, né, na verdade.
Traditionally, that is their extended family's responsibility, but sometimes people fall through the cracks. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more? Perhaps the books here can make up for the lack of attention you paid your elders. We were a great empire once, and our land stretched through the deep roads. Kal Shirak was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn. The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle. But Caridin's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
O que é uma Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Onde está Kalsharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kalsharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
É, claro.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Modelo, como sistema classificada.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Atualização atualizada. Tem que atualizar uma ganhar atualização puxando tudo. Política de Orzammar. Pé dos anões. A vida do moldador. Um baú que eu não vou mexer. Canções tradicionais do povo anão. Anel baú. Legião dos Mortos. Agora humilde.
Are you looking for records of the Grey Wardens? We have many.
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
Okay. Legião do Aço. Eita, pera. De livro aqui, né? Não. Estados profundos. Eu tenho que ver quando eu nunca me esqueço. Eu esqueci de ler todos os textos. Mas é bom para entender a lore. Bom, galera, agora ficou complicado essa parte. Deixa eu voltar lá pra... Eu vou voltar lá pra...
News of the hour. Support Lord Harriman. Could the end of Orzammar be nigh? Turn to Lord
Tem que passar no final, tem que passar. Vamos voltar pro distrito aqui. E vamos ter que ficar por aqui. Então, mão, banco, do outro lado aqui, né?
All right,
das castas.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper. Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Missão completada. Caralho. Oportunidade de novo. Controlar, formação. Muito longe. Cara, agora complicou. Ai, tem que escolher um lado.
You're the best wrangler I've ever seen. But there's... You're the best wrangler... You're the best wrangler I've ever... I trust Vala, my nug-wrangling friend.
Eu consegui um de olhinho. Mano... Agora complicou, mano. Nossa... Eu não sei. Na verdade eu não faço a minha ideia. Tipo, eu vou fazer. Você tá aqui do lado, eu fui... Droga. Deixa eu ver quanto completo ainda tem 2 horas e... Aqui. Salvar. Tá. Então... Esse vídeo vai... Tá, galera, vamos fazer o seguinte. Vamos gravar um jogo aqui. Grava de sessão. Eu tenho que escolher um lado. Eu escolho o lado do Beléu bem. Quando você estiver pronto para o treinamento do Harmon. Eu vou escolher o Harmon. Encontrar alguém que roubou um tom mandou. Um mordedor relatou um roubo no arquivo. Ele tem tatuagens berrantes, marcando solventes. Esse aqui encontra os registros também que vão estar aprofundando. A parte que mas aqui a questão tá aqui, né? Ah, aqui também tá interessante. Deixa eu deixar pro próximo vídeo aqui. Aqui é fora daqui, né? Eu vou ali no bairro ali, então. Vamos fazer mais uma coisa. Eu vou ali no meu bairro, então. Ver quem roubou os moldes, né? Eu acho que não tem.
so I shall.
É, aqui é um lugar suspeito, né? Eu diria que eu só pode ver muito. Acrescentando.
Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dust Town so much? Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Well, well, well. The Brand Warden comes home. What do you think you'll find down here? Open arms?
Tô procurando por um anão que usou furtar de aqueles irmãos.
Is that so? What makes you think anyone here would turn me, this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Oh.
Now the fun part.
Recibo da aprovação. Um dia posso celebrar. Comissão fixa para comissão da aprovação.
Desire.
You're back. You got more business for me? Of course.
Esse último peça que deixou. Não atualizou o diário aqui, né? Então, o recibo em seu tubo seguido para aquilo passado para alguns solos da aprovação. Tudo de bom, meu. dar uma olhada. Questões da população. Imagina que pra resolver essa quest aqui, menos uma quest pra resolver, não é?
I noticed some dog drool in my pack this morning. Not that I like to make accusations, and I even appreciate the artistry behind a good burgle when I see it, to tell the truth. But leaving all that drool as evidence? Sloppy. I'll take that as an apology. I'm so glad you're pleased. It really is quite something to find such enthusiasm in one's companions. I agree. Go team. Hurrah! I hear that if the spectators don't approve of a match's outcome, they rush the field and kill the fighters. Now we play a little. Very well.
Vou morrer. Que merda. Pensei que ia tampar esses caras tranquilamente.
The Proving Grounds. Bloodsport entertainment for the masses, at its best.
Tá bom, vou gravar aqui então. Espera.
The noise is
Coin for humanity.
Time for a little bloodletting, I see. Ah, this really gets the blood pumping. As you like.
Pronto, conseguimos o que queríamos.
Do you think they understand what we say? Oh, is that so? You could just be listening to the tone of my voice. You could be an utter moron for all we know. Hey, hey, hey now! There's nothing saying that a moron can't be cute and adorable. Who's the cute and adorable puppy? Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? That's what the Chantry kept telling me anyhow.
News of the hour. Lord Balin promises
A new offensive is required against the Darkspawn, says Lord Balin.
You found it. Warden, you have my gratitude. You're a bright spot in an otherwise dark time.
Mais uma missãozinha completadinha. Nossa, mas tem 1 milhão de missões aqui no... Só aqui no... Porque aqui... Se eu fizer uma, eu acabo, a outra não faço, né? Mas eu vou procurar por esse server de Bandeline. Daí é uma terceira opção, né? Para pra pensar, né? Coisa que eu fiz. Nossa, foi rachado, membro torcido. Braço quebrado, tá todo mundo quebrado, literalmente. Esqueci de falar com todo mundo aqui, né? Eu só passei mesmo. Não tem ninguém. Ele tá com medo da Assembleia, atualmente. Cara, o Douglas não tá mais aqui. Ups. Eu pedi apesar de falar com o Douglas. Eu perdi apesar de falar com o Douglas, né? Esse é uma... Ah, tá. Ah, tá aqui. Ah, tá aqui. Uma falei, né? A gente dá o código, assim, tem um monte de coisa. Vamos... Muita gente tem que falar aqui, né? Aqui vai falar assim, ó.
Lord Haramont is a weak man, and he will be a weak king. Yes.
Eu vou lá na Assembleia. Diz que queria parar com o vídeo, né? Eu me empolguei um pouco. Vamos aqui na Assembleia. Aqui.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Eles têm sido para seus problemas enquanto a forma estiver livre para ser tomada. Eu não posso entrar aqui. Vamos falar com ele.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
Não reconhece guardião cinzento?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome back to Orzammar, Warden. A great deal has changed in recent days. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Flagelo está chegando. Há alguma forma de romper essa paralisação?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Haramont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you. Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you? Only members of the noblest houses are eligible. Those who claim a Desher, General, or Paragon among their ancestors. As steward, I am a non-voting member. I'm not permitted to voice opinions about the vote, although I am forming some about our members.
Como está a eleição agora?
At this point, they're stone for stone. I wouldn't put any coin on the outcome. It's still up in the air, though. One big surprise, and it could go either way.
Eu só tenho uma solução. Deixa eu falar com eles. Mano. Será que eles vão... Então falar com eles mano a mano. falar com o príncipe. Nobre.
Keep your hands to yourself, Brand. I'm watching you. Keep your hands to yourself, Brand. I'm watching you.
You must be proud of your sister and nephew.
Eu não me conheço aqui.
Keep your hands to yourself, Brand.
You
I'm
won't
watching
regret
you.
helping our prince, Warden.
A propriedade é... Porta.
It's an honor to House Idukan to have a kinsman in the Wardens. The Prince values your support, Warden.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Tá bom. Eu vou poder.
This isn't the vault. We have to get
So eager to die.
Here I am! Oh, sweet!
Agora está colocando. Tem dois em cima dele. Esse caiu. Você ataca esse. Você ataca esse.
I love this game.
Esse já era. Agora você ataca esse. E você ataca esse. E você ataca esse. E você ataca esse. Nossa, tinha um rapaz.
Careful!
What's going on? Why, the ancestors? Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things. Thanks again, Warden.
And so I shall.
Keep your hands to yourself, Brand. I'm watching you.
The Prince values your support, Warden.
No one enters the Prince's estate without an invitation.
É foda que não posso ir por enquanto.
Of course.
Bom, não dá pra falar com o príncipe, né? Vamos pro... Vamos ver outros... Vamos fazer... Se eu pudesse vê-los
Lord Balin is the voice of change and defense.
Se eu pudesse vê-los sem que...
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
Welcome to Lord Harrowmont's estate.
Harrowmont is the rightful king, and you know that.
Only Lord Harrowmont is fit to be king.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
House Harrowmont is honored to have you here.
Greetings, Grey Warden.
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
And so I shall.
Não foi o nome que esse aqui que eu queria ver. Só vou ler. Meu Lorde Harold, minha consciência pesa sobre mim. Eu sei agora que eu fui um tolo, apenas um tolo. Portaria o teu próprio coração e comunicas aparentes. Eu permiti a Assembleia enviar meu filho ao exílio e à morte porque permite uma investigação sobre o assassinato de tinha e ocorreria nossa casa com escravos. Você fez que minha pedra e meu escudo ao longo desses meses. E por isso eu agradeço, mas eu preciso de pedir mais uma coisa. Eu quero descobrir se minha criança sobreviveu. Até mesmo a menor das pistas deixará minha mãe em paz. Envie teus homens, teus batedores, ou para onde quiserem. Devem acreditar que eu estou louco, e diz que se meus anseios se espalharem, nossa paz será desfeita. Ele não sabe que a Educa está perdida. Eu nos destruí quando saquei a nossa minha possibilidade. Por favor, Pirão, ajude. Venho até você, não como rei, mas como um pai. Um brilhante do recém-conhecido rei pede olho. Vocês. Poxa vida. Agora eu vou também. Vou sair da casa e vou. É que eu não sei como complicado, né? Complicado. Tá, agora sim. Na verdade, deixa eu ver se tem uma outra missãozinha assim que seja fácil de fazer. Ah, essa daqui é fora do Josana. Essa daqui é lá na coisa profunda, não sei, na estrada profunda. Essa daqui também é estrada profunda. E eu tenho que escolher um desses dois aqui, né? Mas eu vou deixar gravar, beleza, e dou uma assim também para fazer a gravação. Saímos aqui. E saímos aqui e terminamos. Valeu, pessoal. Falou.